So we've got 4 matches to look forward to. We have got Andrew Gilding versus Krzysztof Ratajski. We've also got MVG versus Joe Cullen. We've got Rob Cross versus Ryan Searle, and we've got Michael Smith versus Chris Dobey. The atmosphere is electric here. It's going to be a cracking night of darts. So we're here back in the studio and we will be discussing the matches in a bit more detail. First off was Andrew Gilding versus Krzysztof Ratajski. It was a very good match in all sense of purposes. Andrew Gilding obviously dispatching Peter Wright, and then Krzysztof Ratajski dispatching Dave Chisnell in some spectacular fashion. So they both helped each other by taking the seeds out, but now they have got to play against each other. And it was Andrew Gilding who really came out of the blocks, and Krzysztof Ratajski really not finding the form that took him to taking out Dave Chisnell. But a cult hero is Andrew Gilding. He's famous for his, obviously, thumbs up 180s, but the form he was in was really good, and at some points he was over that 100 average, and both from round about the 90s for most of the contest, but Andrew Gilding's finishing was on point. There's a few lucky darts. There was particularly one at double tops where there was, the first dart was a very good marker, the second dart went over the top, and then the third dart hit the flight of the first dart and went in, and the reaction of Andrew Gilding showed that. But it was a very good performance. Krzysztof Ratajski's journey here in the World Matchplay ends at round 2, but it was a fantastic display for him, especially in that first round. But very, very gracious in defeat, and Andrew Gilding was also gracious in victory, and alluded to in one of his interviews, you know, when he won the UK Open he was looking at a flat, but now he's got grandeurs of a bungalow. But I asked him obviously how he would celebrate if he was to take home the Matchplay trophy. Andrew, there was obviously it's a marked improvement on your previous round, and during that performance, it looks like you could go more into it. Is there more gears in the tank there for you?
I don't know really. I hope so. I know I've on the floor I've had like 120 averages before, so who knows?
And obviously, when you won the UK Open, you had massive celebrations with your super with the cup. Unfortunately, the lid doesn't come off this trophy. So, have you got any other options for that?
Oh, they'll find a way to get me drunk, I'm sure.
Good luck in the next round.
Thank you.
So, obviously, the Matchplay trophy lid doesn't come off, but I'm sure he'll find a way of celebrating with his Super League team. But if we have a look at the stats there, if you look at the averages, 98.3 for Andrew Gilding and a straight 95 for So let's have a look at the stats, and an amazing 98.30 for Andrew Gilding there. The highest checkouts pretty much share between them, 128 versus 127. But you look at the 180s there thrown by Andrew Gilding and the 140s, his scoring had come up immeasurably from that first game against Peter Wright. But a commanding win, 11-5. So we move over to game 2, and this had all the potentials of being an instant classic, with Rob Cross taking on Ryan Searle. Both of them know each other very well and for a very long time. Both of them gaining their tour cards from the 2016 Challenge Tour. And a lot of parallels have been drawn between them, but Rob Cross having the initial success with his World Championship win and being a former World Matchplay champion. And Rob Cross took the early initiative. There was some fantastic scoring, and he just seemed to go from there. There was plenty of questions being asked by the fans where this new change of Rob Cross in terms of the new shirt, the new music, was it a new Rob Cross? I think it was probably one of the most dominating performances Rob Cross has produced, and not just against Ryan Searle, it would have been against anybody. This was high scoring and high velocity scoring at that, and it was also some clutch finishing at the same time. There was bits of disappointments for him where doubles missed, but I can't really see what he could be really disappointed in his game. It was a superb performance. Ryan Searle was unlucky at times. There was a couple of bounce outs. He was unlucky where with a couple of checkouts, missing the second treble or missing the combination shot. Overall, it was an excellent game by both players, but Rob Cross way beyond the capabilities of most folk. I mean, we got to speak to him earlier about his relationship with Ryan Searle and what he's looking forward to in this match play. From 2016, when you and Ryan Searle were chasing each other in the Challenge Tour back in the day, to now be playing with each other, against each other on the match play stage, do you think back to then going, look where I was and both of you is where you were and where you are now?
I don't normally think about it, but today I done an interview earlier, obviously mentioned it just pops in the brain, and it's weird, isn't it? You know, you think you're exactly the same amount of time, tour cards the same day. What I would say, I was probably a little bit more explosive than Ryan at the start, which would be fair to say. But Ryan has really grown and really learned, and he's done his work now.
He's actually,
well, yeah, but he's ready to go in, you know, and he's a great player. If you don't perform, you're going to end up on the back foot with him, and he will take you to pieces. So, no, I'm really grateful just to get that performance tonight, you know, because I think anything less, a leg less, it makes it awkward, it gets it tight, and then who knows.
It was a great performance, and good luck in the next round.
Thank you very much.
So as you can see there, a jubilant Rob Cross, very happy with his performance, and you can see why. 106.99, 10 points better than Ryan Searle, and you can see the 180s pretty much shared, give or take, 17 180s in that match alone. So you can see the standard that we were talking about, 17 ton 40s and 38 tons, and the checkout percentage of 57.89. That's the key of where Rob Cross's game is now. He was really good on his doubles, and sometimes he may be a bit lackadaisical, but he seems to be concentrating more in his game, and you can say it is paying. So there we have Rob Cross over Ryan Searle, 11-6. Next up, we had a fantastic game between Michael van Gerwen and Joe Cullen. These two have played in the Premier League final, of course, where Joe Cullen was one dart away from that Premier League victory. And he was looking out for revenge here. And in all intents and purposes, it was a great atmosphere. The crowd really eating this one up. And you look at the Winter Gardens here and you think, this has got to be probably the best venue for darts. Joe Cullen definitely likes the atmosphere, always great with the fans, and Michael van Gerwen, we know where he lies. Joe Cullen had some early successes in the checkouts, and it was a close encounter in all intents and purposes, but Michael van Gerwen doing Michael van Gerwen things, checkouts galore, 180s galore, and you could tell he was really turning the screw on Joe Cullen, and the pressure was getting to Joe at times. But a dominant display following up from another display against Luke Littler, and you've got to feel maybe that big win against Luke Littler, Michael van Gerwen seemed a bit more relaxed, and I asked him about that in this interview. In that game, did you feel more relaxed than in the game against Luke Littler?
A little bit too relaxed at some points. When you're 4-1 up, when you're 9-5 up, then in your mind you think you're going to win the game, and that's also a little bit of danger sometimes. And that happens. It's not that I'm going to have it out of my mind now. That's not the way how it works. But it's darts, and darts is sometimes a cruel game. And when it comes to mental games, but for me, I won, and I don't care how you win, as long as you win. That's the most important.
And as you've already alluded to, if you've got Andrew Gilding next, it's going to be a different approach maybe to your pacing of how to stay in that focus.
I don't approach any game any different, because I'm not going to change my game towards anyone else. They have to change towards me. I'm a big enough player that I know I've been through all the circumstances. I've been there, done it. So I need to make sure I believe in my own ability, and I'm not looking to anyone else.
Michael, fantastic result, and good luck in the next round.
Thank you very much.
So there we go, Michael van Gerwen not resting on his laurels at all. He knows what is coming up. He has got another 3 potentially very tough games if he does indeed want to lift the World Matchplay crown. Joe Cullen journey here at the World Matchplay comes to an end in round 2, but it was a good display. He has been out of form, but he seemed to pick up his form in that round 1, but just not enough to beat Michael van Gerwen this time, and letting the crowd know how much it means to him to be going into the round 3, into the quarterfinals. If you look at the stats there, the 180s there, 8 versus 3, and you look at the checkout percentages, 44% by Michael van Gerwen, and the average is 95. It's a drop from his game against Luke Littler, but we can let him off with that one, can't we? 11-8 win for Michael van Gerwen. So there we go, Michael van Gerwen not resting on his laurels at all. He knows what is coming up. He has got another 3 potentially very tough games if he does indeed want to lift the World Matchplay crown. Joe Cullen journey here at the World Matchplay comes to an end in round 2, but it was a good display. He has been out of form, but he seemed to pick up his form in that round 1, but just not enough to beat Michael van Gerwen this time, and letting the crowd know how much it means to him to be going into the round 3, into the quarterfinals. If you look at the stats there, the 180s there, 8 versus 3, and you look at the checkout percentages, 44% by Michael van Gerwen, and the average is 95. It's a drop from his game against Luke Littler, but we can let him off with that one, can't we? 11-8 win for Michael van Gerwen. We have got an amazing competition here at the Darts World Matchplay podcast. As you can see, we have got the Luke Humphries Red Dragon bundle. We have got the darts, the Firestone 2 case, the Pro Players shirt, and we've also got the Air Wing flights and the stems. To be within a chance of winning these amazing prizes, you need to follow us on our socials. We are on Twitter at darts_world, and there you will put in the answer of how many 180s will there be in this year's World Matchplay. As we said, to be within a chance, you have to find us on our Twitter and make sure you follow, like and share the post to be within a chance of winning these amazing prizes from Red Dragon. That moves us on to our final game of the evening, which was Michael Smith versus Chris Dobey, and this had all the senses of being a classic. Chris Dobey taking out Michael Smith in their previous encounters on the big stages, and he was looking to make it 3 for 3, but Michael Smith had other things on his mind. Chris coming in with his new shirt, and I've got to say I prefer this one over the old one, but I'm not a massive Newcastle fan, but still got the nods to it. Always had a really good throw, really strong throw, so it was going to take a lot for Michael Smith to do to beat him, and Michael Smith taking in the adulation of his fans, and this was really going to be a close contest, and Michael Smith's performance was exceptional. He's always been a bit of a hit and miss kind of guy. He can hit everything, but then sometimes he can miss everything. But I think this was more hit than miss. It was a very good display, and Chris Dobert, unfortunately for him, it was the end of the road in his match play pursuit. But Michael Smith played very well. If you look at the stats here, very equal on the 180s, but it was the 140s there by Michael Smith, 21 against 12. And then the checkouts, Chris Dobey 50%, so nothing to be sneezed at, but Michael Smith, because of his power scoring, was able to have more opportunities. He needed them, but he took them. And you look at the averages, pretty much near the same. So speaking to Michael Smith, obviously with his recent World Cup win and previous trophies, is the match play ready to be his? Michael, obviously Grand Slam champion, world champion, and most recently World Cup winner. Is the pen ready to tick off a world match play for yourself?
Could have been ready in 2019. I'm not going to say it is and it's not, because I've never been that type of person. I turn up and play every game as it is, how it comes and what I do. And I'm not going to say yes, I'm going to smash it, I'm going to beat everyone now. I don't know I'm going to win 16-0, 18-0, whatever it is the next round. I just want to play darts. And I think you see that I know I'm a bit moody on stage and a bit mad ass on stage type thing. I just love to play the game, and I still love to do it even when I'm not playing not playing well. I just love to be there. I love to give a show to the crowd. And not be fair, I don't think there's many people more entertaining than me, because I can hit everything, I can miss everything. So it's a bit of drama when you're watching me. So I just want to be here. So I'm not going to tell you I'm going to smash it up. I just can't wait till Friday night to play again.
You've definitely come a long way from when you was talking to me about when you broke your wrists on a bike many years ago. Congratulations and best luck in the
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
So Michael Smith is going to take a bit of a break today. He's going to relax. He's going to get refocused, get ready for his match against Rob Cross. It will be an absolute cracker, I'm sure. But results in 11-9, Michael Smith.
This is absolutely staggering stuff from Revuew Price. A set average of 136.64. He's the champion of the world!
We now come to the Oracle moment of the day, and there was some superb performances there last night. But for me particularly, I think the performance of Andrew Gilding should not really be looked over. He played some really good stuff, and he played really well against Peter Wright. But I think this game, he really did turn it up a notch. He had some monstrous 180s, and he hit some monstrous checkouts as well. And he just seemed to just keep turning the screw on Krzysztof Ratajski. And the crowd seems to lap it all up. I think we're seeing a new version of Andrew Gilding where he is more confident in himself. And as he said in one of his interviews, he has been really working on his technique. You know, when he was practicing previously, it was just a case of reps and just throwing, checkouts, etc. But now he's working on his technique, and you can tell that there's not as many 1s and 5s as there used to be. Just goes to show hard work pays off, and for me, the hard work shows with his performance here last night. So my moment of the night, sponsored by Oracle, is Andrew Gilding's performance. Oracle Head Neck Cancer UK is one of the UK's newest charities that help improve head and neck cancer patients' quality of life and outcomes in the UK. They will achieve their mission through their RACE programme to overcome head and neck cancer crisis. Research projects, awareness campaigns, collaboration programmes and experience of patients of all backgrounds placed at the heart of everything. And this year alone, they are awarding 8 scholarships to attend the ESTRO Head and Neck Oncology Conference, launching community and PPI projects to promote early diagnosis, organising the 2024 Oracle Head and Neck Cancer UK Oncology Meeting in York, and that's in September, sponsoring the National Head and Neck Cancer Audit Feasibility Study, alongside with the Barno and other members of the Head Neck Cancer UK Coalition, and awarding new medical research grants, social detriments of health and lab-based treatment advances. Help us by helping support Oracle by donating on their website, or you can go onto their Instagram page, their Twitter page, Facebook and LinkedIn. For more information, send an email to info@oraclecancertrust.org. Thank you. So there we are, guys. Round 2 is done. We had 4 tremendous matches with Andrew Gilding, Rob Cross, Michael Van Gerwen and Michael Smith winning their respective games. There was some great checkouts. There was monster 180s and a fantastic crowd here in Blackpool. We do it all again now in the quarterfinals. We've got 4 great matches coming our way, and we do it all again here tomorrow. I am AJ Ernston Toff. I will see you in the next round.